Fort Madison is taking a major step forward now in environmental and infrastructure health. A multi-million-dollar sewer separation project is underway to divide the city's combined storm and sanitary sewer systems. Work on the 10th Street area begins this week and will run from the riverfront to Denmark Hill. Roads will be replaced as well as part of the sidewalks if needed. The city's under a legal order from the Environmental Protection Agency to separate the sewer lines to stop the runoff from going into the Mississippi.
This project has been a conversation in the city of Fort Madison for numerous years, probably back to 2009, which was when we received information from the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, that we needed to separate our storm and water sewers separately. Currently they're together, and this is the first of series of numerous different projects from 10th, 9th, 8th, and 7th.
And the project's expected to be done by November of 2027.